guys. We are back. We are live. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you to everyone who patiently waited with us through the technical difficulties. I restarted the router. Hopefully that stays working. All right. I've got Jason on screen. I've got to fix a few on-screen elements. Here we go. This is good. And all right, looks like we're up and running. We'll give people a minute or two to come into it. I don't know. I noticed the modem itself was pretty warm. I don't know. Would the modem be overheating? Either way, I stuck a fan on it. I stuck a fan at it. I'm wondering if that was, I don't know, maybe part of the issue. Like I'm really fetching at straws here. It's like until a technician comes out and scans, I guess, the line going from the house to the local modem box or whatever. I'm kind of out of ideas, gentlemen. Alright, so we've got people coming in slowly but surely. Here we go. 26 people. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are probably turned off after today's cock-up, but what can you do, guys? We try our best. Some days just run against us. Alright, now before I go postal around here...
The word resilience would mean nothing if there weren't hard times.
All right. Looks like we're up. We're live. Welcome back, everybody. Jason is back on the screen. Fingers crossed, no more hiccups. And we're off to the races. Take it away, gentlemen.
Well, I mean, we did go a little bit over Bitcoin, but we can definitely get back into that a little bit. That's what we're here to do.
Yeah, let's do a little recap.
I mean, looking at the 24-hour using the 13 EMA, I mean, we're underneath the baseline on almost any kind of baseline that you're using currently. We're under the 13, we're under the 60, so there's no real reason to be any kind of bullish right now until it proves to us that it can get back above some of these levels. So we're currently hedged, just waiting for our next signal. Like I said last night. We have not quite got one here on the daily. This one didn't quite work out. Give me a full signal. As you see here, this trading system, I need to have everything perfect. So it has to have the red water bar, rising explosion level below the baseline, as well as Minx giving a signal. Just missed this one, but thank God we were hedged before it, so we did manage to catch all of this to the downside. But now looking at lower time frames, as we are wont to do, especially when we're trying to get a good sense of direction, a lot of people probably got faked out by this move to the upside here. A lot of people screaming for 40K, 50K after this, and then look, we get punched right in the teeth. And currently we're coming back down to test this lower level. We did take this 4-hour position right here, which I will mark right there. Oop, sorry. Okay, now my computer's geeking out on me. Alt B. That vertical line is where we took our position. Putting our first TP at about, I believe it was 30,164, which I really do like for a position considering what we're looking at on lower time frames. The 1 hour is starting to turn up here, so we're definitely going to see what happens. But like I said, not going to shake.
You could go either way from this spot. If we broke down further, then I'd be like, well, you know, I've been targeting 27K, and that works with the measured movement that we were looking at on the 12-hour yesterday. And then if we broke up, it'd be like, well, you know, we've been hanging around inside this $30,000 consolidation area for a while. We couldn't make any new lows, and price had to go up. So it could go either way from here. That's why I was pretty adamant around $34,000 yesterday. I was like, this is a good spot to sell. Because even if I'm wrong, we could always come back around. But I wouldn't want to take a position in either direction right at this spot on higher time frame.
Especially with what you see here on the 4-hour with the 13. We pop up here. We did not make a higher high yet, and we're starting to absorb that buyback. So this does not look healthy to me in the sense of a 4-hour candle. We have 1 hour left, so we're going to have to see how this closes. But my stop would be right up here at 33,380. So even if we do see a price up to this shelf, I think I'll still be safe holding on to that position up until it really makes me have to, when I take a position, I'm not going to be a weak hand. You're going to have to stop me out of my position unless you give me a good a good exit signal. But I mean, with this kind of volatility, you might not get that chance. You might just have to wait, and then all of a sudden it pops up, and you're like, oh damn. But at the same time, this is a quality 4-hour signal, and I have no problem staying in it for now. But I mean, like, we're hovering right around, what's the price right now? 32,150. Yeah, we're only $150 away from our entry anyways. Like, that's not anything in this volatility. So we're fine just sitting in our position right here. And as we've been saying over the past week, man, and last week, things are bearish right now. We're covering ourselves as if we're in bearish territory here, and now let it prove to us what it's going to do. And if it goes down, we're well covered, and if it goes up, it'll give us the signal to switch, and then we'll ride that too. So I feel like this is the best position to be in as a trader. But yeah, the next hourly close will be something that I will be interested to be paying attention to.
How
right.
are else looking? Anything you're super interested in?
Well, for the BTC pairs have still been holding up really well compared to the rest of, well, in comparison to what BTC has been doing. I actually did think that with kind of the sell-off that we're getting out of it, that we'd probably see a little bit more volatility out of the BTC pairings, but they really do seem to be holding up really well. A lot of our positions have not even broke below the 13 baseline on the positions that we've taken, still up slightly on them. LTC, I think, is looking kind of the worst out of them. Today might be an early exit signal, but others
short Litecoin USDT. We've
What's
been
that?
short for a few days now because Litecoin USDT has really done its wander sideways since.
And that kind of makes sense in the sense that a lot of people do consider LTC one of the larger alts. You know, it kind of follows along with Ethereum, BTC, and all this. With these lower ones, XEM did pop off today, which hit TP1, which is great. QSP, I actually think this popped up and hit take profit 1 yesterday, and then came back down and stopped us out, so that is no longer on the list. DLT did pop up and hit take profit 1. We are hovering around, not quite down to where we entered, so nothing to do there. ZIL BTC, I actually don't think this is on my list because I did not call it. BTS, this one looks like it may be an early exit signal at the end of the day. We'll just have to see. And then ICX and THETA both hit their first take profits. So we're all good there. In sense of how do you guys want to do it, considering I am looking at it? You want me to just go through my lists? Do you want me to go into requests, or is there anything you want to look at specifically, Alex?
I don't think there's anything I want to look at specifically. I'm just, I'm still trying to figure out if it's time to move harder into DeFi, or if, what's going on with these darned markets.
Right. I mean, and that's kind of where I believe everyone is at the moment. And to be honest with you, looking at this, actually you would have already hit in your TP and then stopped out. But this looks strong. I mean, look at that shelf. That's beautiful. It'll come back down, test it, right, bounce off the 13. I mean, this looks ripe for continuation if we do get it.
Did you see Uniswap token? The Uni?
PERP.
I think it was up like 15% today, wasn't
it? Uni USDT.
Okay.
Let's take a look.
I mean, that looks super similar just to the DeFi perp, with actually more bullish appreciation out of this than the other. Came back down and tapped this shelf, but this looks like it's, wherever you are, Paul Bob, I get it. That's the 3-bar play.
Best airdrop I ever got, period.
Right? I was a day late. Can you believe that shit? September 2nd, they said anyone September 1st or behind gets the airdrop. I'm like, ow.
That does suck.
No, it doesn't, but it would have been nice. But yeah, like DeFi, I mean, we kind of saw it at just real quick, I think that was one that I saw, like Sushi just keeps, I mean, that looks exactly like DeFi perp, doesn't it?
It does. AAVE is very similar as well.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I think that we are beginning to see the signs that oh my God, yeah, exactly. Those are perfect. These are continuations, man. This is even about to hit a new high today. Like, watch for the close on AAVE USDT for sure, because this looks primed. And you're getting that initial turnover. Actually, you didn't quite even get the pinch. So that would be a continuation right there. So I think that we can safely say that DeFi is definitely setting itself up for another run or a spectacular fake out.
Well, it would be very foolish, I think, to short into the face of that.
Agreed. And that's one of the importances of having your rules above and below baselines, because trying to catch a short right here would probably not do you the best.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it did this time, like that type of trading's eventually going to destroy you. So there's no sense in doing it.
Can you guys tell us anything about the long-short ratio across major leverage exchanges?
We can look at
Like,
Datamish.
Is that a metric you can easily pull up?
Yeah, that's not actually something that I utilize to trade. You guys are actually probably going to be pretty bummed out by most of the stuff that I use, because all of it's pretty simple. I just look at my systems and chart patterns and stuff I avoid news most of the time. Very, very seldom does news ever come into the equation for me, unless Justin Sun tweets or something.
Just wondering if the market is heavily leaned toward the bearish side, and could that hint?
Stop short squeeze have you thinking? Is that it?
Yep.
Well, we could just, kind of just look at the crypto fear and greed index. You can kind of get a sense.
We could pull it out of datamish.com. They've got long short ratios.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I said, it's not something that I use. Is that something that you incorporate into your trading, Alex?
It's not. I just thought we would look at it because Jack had requested it, but it's whatever.
I don't use that web.
Just wondering if either one. Okay. Neither do I. Wondering if either one of you could.
Like you have an address bar you could just type stuff into.
Well, that's what I do. You not see my screen? I'm waiting. It's just laggy. What was that website?
Datamish. M-I-S-H.
M-I-S. Oh. Okay. Bitcoin. Longs. Short. All right. And it might be a big letdown for you guys as well, is that I don't even know how to reference this to tell me what's happening within them.
Let's scroll down. None of this is like a ratio yet. This is like numbers of longs, shorts. Here we go. Percentage of longs and shorts over on the left side. It doesn't look particularly skewed to me. This is relatively normal. As a matter of fact, I'd say people are actually a little too long.
Yeah, I think that's a little overweighted long. 92.83 to 7.17. That seems like a lot of people are offsides.
Yeah, normally you see something like 70-30, like 70% long, 30% short. That's relatively normal.
Yeah,
sometimes 60-40. If it got near 50-50, then I would consider shorts to be a little too high. It's very normal for people to be much more long than short on Bitcoin, but it's pretty abnormal to be this much more long than short. If they're only pulling data from Bitfinex, then it still wouldn't necessarily make sense. That's really long.
Yeah, that's really long. I was actually expecting maybe like an 80-20 split. But yeah, 7 to 92. That's super interesting. Again, not something that I use to trade, but if you were to make me guess, I wouldn't have thought it was that offsides right now.
It looks like it's risen a little bit since earlier yesterday. Right now it's at 7%. Before it was at...
Actually, it was a little worse yesterday, 6.89. And now it's at 7.2, 7.15 to 95. But still very, very tight there. So, I like being in a short position with that kind of data, but
at the very least, it's not clear that the entire market is trying to position itself short right here, so that's good.
Interesting data to point out, my friend.
Interestingly, Minx is giving us a take profit long signal here on AAVE.
Oh yeah, I did see that on the daily, but again, with the way that this is, if this hits another all-time high and presses up, I bet that goes away.
Yeah. Certainly happened over on the other one. Right
Yep.
before it.
I gotta grab your DeFi list that you have. I've just gotten through making the Coinbase one and all that stuff.
All right, maybe you guys want to get into a couple requests because I do have a few DeFi related ones here.
What are you looking at?
All right, I'm happy to report that so far the stream has been running smoothly. I don't know if it was restarting the modem that did it, if it was me pointing the fan directly at the modem, keeping it cool. I really don't know, guys, but fingers crossed it keeps up this way. Let's get into a request here. We got one from Boris Bitcoin. Any thoughts on Solana?
What's the ticker for that? SOL?
SOL. I hear really great things about the blockchain project. I hear good things about it fundamentally. As far as the charts, it looks pretty bullishly postured.
Yeah, this is one of those ones, man, that this pattern right here looks very similar to what you're seeing with all the rest of the DeFi. I do like this shelf that it's been building itself. This looks like it's definitely good for continuation, but it's one of those ones that my system just misses.
Like a little bit.
Yeah, if you see here, we got the long signal here about 2 days ago, but WADA is there's just nothing there for me, and this is an initial long signal, so I can't take this one. This just isn't my trade. You would be getting probably pretty close to hitting TP1 here, but again, if you don't follow your rules, then you're just guessing most of the time.
If you're waiting on a resistance break, we should be getting that at the end of today, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The same way as AAVE. AAVE looks like it's about to bust right now.
Yeah.
But the difference between the AAVE chart and this one is you do have a much higher high over here. AAVE looks like it's about to break its all-time high like right now. So, I mean, just a little different. But yeah, if you get above this, I mean, you're definitely going to go into price discovery most likely. But yeah, what can we say about DeFi right now, guys? Like, geez. It's definitely stronger than most other asset classes out there right now.
Let's see. Is that a daily?
Yeah, for me on this, I'm just shit out of luck on this one, guys, because I missed it. And my system missed it because water just wasn't there. It wasn't enough for me to take any kind of position. Right now, what you need to do is just let it do what it's going to do. If you see the breakout, then probably buy the test of the breakout, because you'll likely see a nice little a blow above this, and then you might see some throwback to test this level again, and then off to the races. But you need to have that first before you know anything, because if this candle like this doesn't get any higher today and just sells off, then this was probably a swing failure. So you just need the rest of the data in the candle to really know what to do here. But it's already past its long for me with this system, so I wouldn't be looking at this today.
Yeah, I guess if you're already in it, congratulations to Boris Bitcoin. If you caught Solana on that mixed long signal,
you're probably pretty close to where you entered if you didn't enter it in a couple weeks ago. So I mean, if you have a weak hand, this could have been really choppy for you. But yeah, if you're in it from anywhere below here, I would say take a little bit of profit on the breakup if we get it, and then put your stop loss to break even. Otherwise, just ride this thing out and see what happens.
Yep. All right. Bird in the live chat says, totally. I apply the same rules for longing and shorting. Always play with the trend. But considering the bearish nature of Bitcoin, I'm quite interested if DeFi coins will keep going.
I think it's an absolute possibility, and the way that they're posturing themselves right now from a technical aspect would tell me that yeah, there's a good chance that these things are building support to take another run towards highs. Yeah. I mean, just look at the charts, guys. These look different. Like, let's just look at one off the top of the dome. That's not DeFi. Let's look at THETA.
Cheesy business in the live chat asks.
Actually, that doesn't look too bad.
Is Jason any good at chess?
I love playing chess, bud. I've actually been, I play a lot every day, to be honest with you, but just recently, about a year ago, got into it. I am not a grandmaster by any means, but I'll be one someday.
All right.
You can take that to the bank.
You want to finish your thoughts on that one, or you want to get into
Yeah,
the
I
next
was just going
request?
to look at another one, but it just happened that ADA actually doesn't look too bad here. Which
ADA
is
not looking bad, eh?
It's
It really depends on if we sneak in under that moving average or not.
yeah, right. Again, this is another one of those where you got to let the data finish itself on the daily, because this is either going to be like, yeah, let's take it, or absolutely don't take it. So guessing now is probably going to get you into trouble. Oh, patience will always prevail.
Yeah, longing this spot, you'd be longing resistance. You don't want to do that, guys.
Nope, that's not what we're here to do. But what would be the next request, bud?
All right, let's get into the next one. This one is for the Uni token. Uni, I'm looking for a dust position casino short just for fun. I'm not sure what a dust position casino short is.
I think me and Alex just talked about this beautifully right before it. If you're looking to short this, man, you're looking, I mean, either you're a masochist or you just don't want to win. Because this is not something you should be looking to short right now. Even if it does go, like, sells into, this is not a chart that I would be looking to take a short on. I mean, this looks even better than AAVE. I mean, the only other high you have here is just a wick, but at the same time, one could consider this almost into price discovery already. A Uni is looking super strong here, man. I would not be looking for any kind of short position. And as for taking a position on it, I mean, maybe we can switch over to a 60-hole setup. But let's take a look at it on the 60. You would have got your continuation right here, which would have been gorgeous. And you would have hit at least 2 TPs out of that. Oh, yeah. Boom, boom. And then you're either in trailing stop mode right now, or you hit your third TP and you're out of it. This would have been a beautiful trade. It's super important to understand that there are moments you should enter and moments you shouldn't. And right now, this is one of those ones where it's overextended. It looks like it is going to keep moving up, but you can't let that fear of missing out on that movement let you take a position on something like this to where it could reverse on you. But you also don't want to do the opposite and short something just because you think it's going down. All of this is evidence that this is a bullish chart. Do not short it until it lets you know it's not bullish anymore. That would be my advice.
That's right, Bird. Don't short it. I'm not sure exactly what this dust position casino short is, and any trade that says just for fun is usually a bad sign.
Well,
Bird, stay away.
That's actually one of my pet peeves, that people will message me and go, don't worry, this is just fun money. I'm like, there's no such thing in fun money when you're trading, man. Yeah, you might like to do some degen shit or whatever like that, but at the same time, if you think about all that capital that you're trying to grow anyways, I treat every dollar like it is my last dollar. And that way you don't get nickeled and dime without you realizing it. Like, oh, I could take this position. I could take this position. I could do this.
Even if it is coffee money, guys, don't do it. It's a great way to build horrible habits, okay? Because you're gonna end up.
We always talk about discipline in this, and that's what that is. It's just discipline.
Fight those urges for the degen trades. Don't engage in trades that you know you shouldn't in the back of your mind. Listen to your conscience, guys. You know, you listen to us long enough, you should probably know when you're making the wrong move. When your conscience is telling you not to, don't do it.
No, when your conscience is telling you to do it, that's when you shouldn't be doing it. Because that's what makes this so hard. People react off their emotions. And right now with Uni, I mean, Uni looks great here, but if you weren't already in it, you shouldn't be touching it. Unless you're already in it, then ride it, baby.
All right, guys. I see requests coming in. Quite a few requests are coming in right now, so we're going to be getting to them in order. So let's get into the next one. This one I haven't seen posted in a while. Coin request. Can we look at Cream, please? Cash rules, crypto rules, everything around me.
Cream USDT. Is it just spelled CREM EAM?
Yep, but it might be a Uniswap token. Alex, do you know off the top of your head? I think Cream is only a Uniswap token. I don't know how much. Let me see here. All right, it's on Poloniex and FTX. Gotcha.
Well, you would have gotten a continuation long out of this 2 days ago. This doesn't necessarily look terrible to me, but this cross under on Minx might give you a little bit of cause for worry. But I like that this is shaping up the exact same way as you see. I would assume, is this something to do with DeFi?
Cream is let's see here. I think it's a Cream Finance. So that to me sounds like
this
a
chart
DeFi
looks
play.
very reminiscent of the rest of the DeFi space.
Yep, DeFi
So,
platform providing lending, borrowing, swap, payment, and tokenization for digital asset. Yep, another DeFi play.
So this would have been one of the situations where I would have been looking for a baseline bounce, because this continuation long is a little too far away from my 13 EMA. But as I stated earlier in the week, when I do get a continuation that gives me all of these signals with good WADA, rising explosion level, because you don't necessarily need WADA confirmation on a continuation. But with the distance to this, I would have either taken it at half risk or dropped down to my baseline to try to pick it up. So at this moment, we would have just gotten picked up for a baseline bounce continuation. And I actually do like that with that entry, you could easily make the decision on if it stays above the 13 and closes, stay in the position and use these targets. So looking at Cream, the first target would be around 235.65 off this continuation. If this thing closes above the 13, you could stay in that position and then ride it out. I think that Cream might be one of those situations where you might have found the laggard in the market, that I do believe that it's going to follow the rest of the DeFi market. So if the DeFi market does start to go, you might have just caught yourself a little jewel here. So an entry right here, I don't think, from looking at it from just besides the strategy, like intuition wise and subjective wise, I think it wouldn't be a terrible idea to enter into a position if price closes above, let's see here, if price closes above 153.72, then I don't think this would be a silly position to take it up to 235. I could stand by that all day. So I think you might have found something here in the sense of one of the ones that's just slightly lagging behind the rest of the DeFi, which will most likely catch up.
All right.
So just wait for the daily close on this thing. And if it's above 153.72, wouldn't be a bad idea. And then you also have a tight stop right here at 141.01. So risk to rewards there, man. Wait till the end of the day and take a shot. Or you might get creamed.
Trying to get creamed, guys. But let's move into the next one. Jezzacoin, thank you for your request. We've got quite a few more to do. Some interesting tokens, actually. Not the usual requests for XLM, XRP, and all that, right, guys? This next one, Jürgen Ernst in live chat requesting Kai USDT. Looks interesting to me. Don't you trash?
KIA?
Yes, that's Kai. Don't trash me again, says Jürgen Ernst. Nope. This time we've got Jason at the helm, and he's a little more kind.
Is this a Chardex?
Let's find out. Man, this one's a little more obscure, but let's take a look here. What markets does it trade on? KuCoin, KAI USDT on KuCoin is this #1 pairing.
I spelled it like my cat's name. That's my bad.
Oh, there you have it.
Big Tricks, KuCoin. Let's look here. This would be one that does look kind of interesting. It does appear to be building a little bit of support here and holding above the 13, but you just simply haven't gotten any of those signals. If anything, you would be exiting here at around break even on this daily. You're just not getting enough information here. This would be one that I would stay away till you got a better signal from it. You have diminishing momentum coming in, rising explosion level currently, so you might see an explosion of price to either up or down, but you're just now beginning to get that 200 EMA, so there's a likely possibility that you come down here to tap that. But as for this coin, there's nothing to do right now. You got to wait for better data or better signals. No Kai from me. That was my version of shitting on the coin. Because it's not today. Today ain't the day for this one.
All right, so that's Kai coin, guys. It's got a market cap about 45 million given the existing supply and circulation. Not too familiar with Kai, aka Cardia chain. which just happens to be public blockchain focused on interoperability and providing hybrid blockchain solutions, enterprises, governments in Vietnam and other South and East Asia. All right, so a bit of a Southeast Asian, Vietnam-oriented project. Getting into the next one really quick. Let's do it. We're going to keep rolling. All right, this one's a Bitcoin question. This one came from Zach Coma in the live chat. Head and shoulders on the 2-hour Bitcoin. What do you think?
On the 2-hour Bitcoin, let's take a look at her. I would disagree based on this big guy right here. Because I could see it coming over here, but you also... I mean, if anything, this would have been the head and shoulders. Here's your shoulder, here's the head, and then you come back down here to test, and then you had your attempted breakout, and then you have a failure. I would think that this is actually a head and shoulders failure. So far, I mean, we could get this just boo, but I don't see this as a head and shoulders. What do you think, Alex?
And he's gone.
Cobra Kai forever. Love that. But yeah, looking at this is the only way that I would be looking at a head and shoulders. Where did it go? I always suck at using this, and of course I have to use it live on stream. But anyways, this is the way I draw. I draw things traditionally. This would be it. Alt-H. Alt-H. Oop. Control-Z. I feel like Darth Vader's in the room.
I think he's back.
This is what I would consider, if anything, looking at a head and shoulders. You came down here, boom, you made your left shoulder, came up, made your neckline, and then here is your lowest point, which would be the head, and then you come back up, and then you make another shoulder, and then you break your neckline to the upside here, sell off, and then you make one more attempt at it, and then this rejection right here tells me that this would be a broken pattern for that. But again, these things can be extremely subjective, and that's why I don't necessarily just trade off of them. I use them basically get my sentiment of the positions that I'm in currently. And this right here is why I took this 4-hour position right here, which is marked out by here. I think that this is a rejection. We might come up here to test around the 33,000 range. That's why my stop loss is at around like 33,300. If we break above that and hold, then that's a different story. But this to me looks like a swing failure pattern. Well, after a false breakout with rejection, you're going to get a little bit of a swing up here to refill your retracement and then likely sell off. But like I said, that's neither here nor there right now. That's all speculation. But as for an inverse head and shoulders, I'm not buying it.
All right, swing and a miss on the 2-hour BTC. Mac W says, at home with Sly Stallone, Cobra Talk. Okay.
Drinking some Coors Banquet by yourself, huh? Cobra Kai never dies, boy.
So I guess we've gone from Kai Network Coin to Cobra Kai to now Sylvester Stallone's Cobra. All right, so we're going everywhere today, guys. This is just this is kind of like the markets. You just you get taken to strange and unexpected places.
Next thing you know, we're gonna be listening to Snake Jazz.
Okay, here's a question from Jose Alves, one of our channel supporters. Thank you to Jose Alves. Here's one. Goes, is there a way for us to, after hitting our TP1, automatically move the stop to the entry price, so we don't have to be monitoring when TP1 is hit and change it? Go on.
I was going to say, it's kind of crazy that you asked that, because we are in the middle of building that system for you right now. But as for what I do, I don't have anything that automatically does it unless it's linked directly to a bot that Johnny's making. But I use alerts, and then as soon as the alerts hit, then I move it manually. But that's not that big of a deal, man. Like, that's not that much work, because once you have the systems and everything, it's only a couple, maybe an hour, even less, to enter in your trades. And then when you get alerts, it's just kind of hit or miss. It's not that big of a deal.
All right, Alex, are you there or no? Okay, Alex still gone. No problem. Here is actually, hold on. Did he leave the room altogether?
I don't know. I think I heard him breathing, so I think he just fell asleep.
He's there. Wow, he passed out. The milk
The milk, dude.
the milk will rock them to sleep every
The
time.
milkening.
Milkening indeed. All right. Here's my answer, Jose Alves. This is how I would do it. You can set a conditional. Is it conditional? I think it's conditional is the right term for this. So there's it's a type of if price hits this, enter this limit order, or do man, probably not easy for me to explain, but yes, there's something known as conditional orders. So you can set it up so that man, this might still not work very well now that I'm thinking about it, but generally speaking, you could set a conditional up. So say your TP1 price is $1,000. You set the conditional at 1,000. So when it hits it, you automatically enters a limit order that would act as the stop loss, for instance. But thinking about it, I would probably have to hash that out a little better to be certain that that would actually work according to plan. So my first thoughts go to a conditional order after you hit your TP1, but again, I got to think about it a little better. And really the answer is that, guys, stand by. We're developing something very, very cool in the background.
We are developing a platform that does all of that for you guys. All you have to do is look into the strategies and the past data to see whether you think it's worth a damn. And then once you choose, you can connect it directly to that system. And then as soon as it gets a trade, you get the same trade. As soon as it gets an order filled, it will fill yours back to break even. Like, all of that stuff is just going to be seamless.
Yeah, Zach Coma says you can't do a conditional order for that. It'll sell. He tried it. Yeah, that might be a good point. It might not work the way I had envisioned it. My apologies, guys.
But put it this way, I already have my API keys plugged into what we're building, and it's already working exactly the way we want. We're just in alpha testing.
We're currently in the testing phase, and by we, I really mean Johnny, our literal space rocket scientist,
our local genius.
Yep, brain scientist, rocket surgeon extraordinaire. He's building a really exciting new platform that we're going to share with people soon. But right now, we're still in the testing phases. It's still a little early.
A lot of bugs to squash.
Yep, but he's built something very cool. It might definitely revolutionize the game of trading here at CC.
Look out, 3 commas.
Yeah, we're gonna eat 3 commas lunch at this rate. Okay, let's move into the next.
What's next on request?
Next request is from Bird. He says, I managed to hedge my sub $15 Neo bag yesterday. My downside targets for long-term reentry are 18.6 or even 16.2. So all right, so he hedged his Neo bag and. Yeah, but he means $15 Neo bag. My downside targets for long-term reentry are 18. All right, so
he hedged at $15.
He hedged at $15. Does that make sense?
If you hedged at $15, man, I'm sorry that you sold the bottom, because I don't think it gets much lower.
All right, so I guess what he's saying he's going to take his hedge off if we hit 18.6 or even 16.2. What's a good spot to call the hedge off?
Also super important, because I even just made the same mistake that a lot of us do anyways. You said that you hedged your Neo bag. So that is a big difference between taking a short position on your Neo. Yes, you're losing some Neo right now, but you're not losing any USD value. Looking at this right now, to be honest with you, you're beginning to get a short signal. So, I mean, if it's a hedge and you really don't care too much about it, like in the sense of being patient with it, you might be able to get out at a better price here. This does look like it does have the possibility to pull back, but at the same time, if you're really that worried about it, pull it and then just let it go, because you do have a shelf here that would become some good support, in my opinion. We're in just such a moment of market indecision right now that it's so hard to pick where these things are going to go. Anything that I say is going to be an absolute guess without looking directly at the technicals. And looking at this, I would say that you probably have a little bit more time to get out. I don't think you're going to have a chance to get out at 15 again, but that remains to be seen. Like, you could get a wick all the way back down here to test this 200 EMA.
All right.
But I think I know the feeling that you had, because it sounds like you hedged right here and you're like, I'll be fine. And then you just got a spring, bud. Just woo, 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 woo. Just kept going. It went from 15 to what? $28? That's a hell of a grind up and a couple candles. So I feel you there. I know exactly the feeling. But at the same time, it's important to remember in a hedge, you're not losing. It feels like you're losing because it's red and it says you're losing something negatively, but the USD value is still there. So that's super important to remember, at the same time as it gives you the wherewithal to really think about the situation a little bit better than, I'm not taking a loss here. I'm just figuring out what the best option for me moving forward is. And right now, I would say hold on to it for just a little bit to see if you get a chance to exit at a little bit better price than this. But if it here's a good rule for you. If it closes above the 13 today, get out of it. Get out of your hedge and then step away from NEO for a couple days, because it sounds like you have a longer term bag of NEO and you don't want to do any revenge trading. Just get out of it, walk away from it, go look at something else. And then next week, come back to it. And then maybe you'll get a better signal to where instead of hedging this time, you'll take a long position on it or a leverage long position and then make up for this. But don't try to make up for it right now.
Apparently, we misunderstood Bird. He hedged yesterday. The position's in a massive win for when he bought below $15. And he's just looking for potential.
I heard hedge at 15. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I think I misread it, or something was lost in the context of the message. But he's looking at just potential re-entry areas. All right, so if we were the continuation long, where would we potentially go in?
Well, it sounds like he hedged when it was in a good place, so he's probably in good profit right now.
So he was saying 16.2 or 18.6. How low do you think you see this going?
To be honest with you, looking at this from this type of a time frame, you're getting close. I mean, like I said, like it actually applies to what I said earlier. If you were in that hedge position, I think you should keep that hedge open if we close below, but if we close back above the 13 here, get out of that hedge, take that profit and then get out of it, or just take 50%, doesn't matter. But I would get out of the hedge, because if this gets back above the 13 like this, I think that this is actually a pretty bullish formation for continuation. So again, utilize the 13 on the daily. If it closes above 23.90, get out of it, and then you've just made probably a good profit on your NEO bag, and then let it appreciate again. But if it stays below, keep riding that thing a little bit, because you could see another press down to at least the $19 range. You just never know. Most of this is about letting the market do what it's going to do without shaking you out, because it's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to do all these things. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter until it closes where it closes. All that in between data is just there to confuse you. So right. You're in a good position here. If we stay below the 13, keep riding it, and if we don't, close it out. Great trade, man. On to the next one.
All right, let's move along here. Alex, are you back with us yet? What happened to Alex? Disappeared? Vamooshed? Donzies? All right. Let's move into the next request, Shelly. How about that? Furry Boffin Johnny just showed up in the live
chat. The man,
chat.
The myth, the legend.
Yes, Johnny Creepin. Apparently he does watch the streams. How about that? Because as soon as we spoke his name a few times, there he appeared.
He's like YouTube, man, just listening.
All right, I have to scroll up because I probably missed a few requests. That was just a slow day for requests. Today was just a really awkward.
Yeah,
and
kind of botched the start of the show there.
Yeah,
we have 16 likes. That's the least amount we've ever had. So I must suck at this.
I think it's a multi-vectored cock up for today, but let's
multi-vectored cock up. That's got to be a band name or something.
He is milking it, says Mac W. Yeah, he's milking the cats right now.
Can you milk me, Greg? I have nipples. Can you milk me?
Oh, Lord. All right. John Batchelor asks, I'm in an EOS short. What are your thoughts? I guess it depends on your entry, but let's take a look at the EOS chart, see what we can make out.
Looks like Suchi's wanting to press up right here, huh? Okay, let's look at EOS USD. I'm going to look at Bybit, because that's usually what I do. You are in an EOS short. Wow, we are going sideways here, huh? I would actually argue that this is the beginning of an inverse head and shoulders. You might be getting your right shoulder right now, but on the daily, if you were looking at this today, would actually be a re-entry for a continuation short. You got your initial signal here that was never fulfilled, so you technically would still be in this because it never closed back above the 13. I think, depending on where you entered, and if it was anywhere near the last few days, it has to be around the same price. So I think a short down to $2.37 makes a lot of sense here. This would still be open currently. Yep. So, I mean, looking at this, I think that's the right position to be in right now, man. Again, none of these things are for sure. Like, these are just oscillators crossing over, letting us know that it's likely to continue, which doesn't mean that it can't just spring right back up. But to me, the right position to be here would be short. So whatever your entry is, I think your first TP should be around $2.37. Move your stop loss to break even, and if it keeps going, it keeps going. But yeah, I think the right position here is short for EOS, at least the USD pairing.
All right. Well, sounds like you're positioned well. Who was that? That was Josh Batchelor, positioned well for the EOS short. Congrats for shorting EOS, and good luck hitting some of those take profits just described.
Yeah, and I would just really harp on the fact that you have take profits on the books. Like, a lot of people just like, no, well, once it gets there, then I'll start thinking about it. But you know how these things can be. These things can be so volatile that it wicks down there past it, and then all of a sudden it's above your entry within the next 10 minutes.
Yep.
So just make sure you have those on the books, guys.
Yep. Have your take profits on the books. Well said. All right, getting into the next one. Shout outs to Charles Kumar. I think that's a fairly new face or name in the live chat. Charles Kumar.
No, I haven't heard it.
Haven't seen Charles Kumar on here before, but he's asking for MATIC. Let's take a quick look at MATIC, and then we'll get a few more. We will get a few more requested.
MATIC. Look at that, boy. This is another one that my system would have just missed in this aspect, because you got the long signal right here. Everything looks great, but WADA is just not there, man. I mean, even time transformation is a little flat. Now you're getting this this yellow dot down here, which means unnatural volume coming in, or just a little bit outside of the norm of the regular data. MATIC looks really good right here, guys. Is that new all-time high? Look at the weekly. Man, look at that basing period for MATIC on USD here. It's been just pretty sideways for the last... Oh my god, guys. This is almost a brand new all-time high. MATIC looks amazing right here. If it closes above here at the new high, I would either say take half risk position and then also put the second half as a baseline bounce. But this could be one of those ones that just runs on you. Never feel bad for not taking a full risk position, because guess what? Over time, you will get smoked. So just keep to your rules. But here it's a little far away from the 13 EMA, but that doesn't mean you can't take a half risk position and then buy the rest of that position on the pullback down to the baseline, because this looks like it could be a runner. MATIC's definitely going on the list today.
All right, Charles Kumar, thank you so much for tipping us off to MATIC. Definitely going to add that to today's watch list. Watch the premium today, guys. This very well.
And to me, looking at this wouldn't even necessarily be like a trade. Like, this chart, look, it's on the weekly here, so this would be more like a Money Monday buy for me. Like, hey, I'm just going to put some money in here and let this thing run.
It's a nice hold.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, look who's back.
Alex woke up.
Where were you?
I did.
Were you literally passed out?
Yeah.
I told you I could hear him. I could hear him breathe, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's right there.
Wow. Well, it's a good thing he didn't hear all the smack we were talking about him.
It's Alex, dude.
And
but yeah, like I said, MATIC here on the weekly, man, you're about to break all-time highs. This basing period is incredible. I actually didn't realize how tight this was. I just haven't looked at MATIC USDT in a long time, but I mean, today appears to be maybe the day that we finally press through. Very interesting chart.
Right.
Of course.
Drop again.
What's dropping off? What?
I know, 60% drop again. That's what happened last time we were at these heights. We dropped 60% in that one day. Remember?
Yep. So that's again another reason to why it's important looking at this chart. Yes, I know I just got a little excited on it, but there's a lot of data left in this, so you got to wait for that weekly to close first. But this is definitely one to keep on your watch list.
All right, MATIC looking juicy right now. Let's get that plated and out the door. Here we go. Super Smimnim. Did you cover?
Super Simeon?
I wish it was Simeon. I would already bang that one out, but it's Super Smimnim. All right. Did you cover? Did you guys cover Badger already? He asked.
Oh,
no, we didn't look at Badger. What?
Who's Barry Badgernath? Who's Barry Badgernath?
Badger coin, really?
Badger Uniswap?
Honey Badger coin. It's badgercoin.com. And Badger DAO. Let's take a quick look at Badger DAO here. Yep, it's a Uniswap. Yep, it's a Uniswap token is where it gets most of its activity. Yes, it's also an OKEX. It's on Poloniex, but
there's just not enough data here, guys. This does kind of look like the other continuations that we're getting out of some of the other Uniswap coins. I mean, the FTX coins that we've looked at, but there's just not enough here. Go down to a lower time frame. That actually does look like a really good continuation off of the 4 hour, especially with that high WADA. One thing you could look at, 15 minutes till candle close. This would be one that if I was trying to trade it right now, I would put in an order at about 1880, looking for that baseline pullback and then continuation to the upside. I think that this would be a strong one for continuation. But again, we don't have that much data here, and you're constantly making new highs, so it's interesting, but you might be throwing a dart at this one, but I usually like the 4 hours. It gives me a good sense of where things are going. But I think if you wanted to take a shot at this, you could definitely take a shot at a baseline pullback around like 1950 to be safe, and then keep your stop around 1840. That'd be pretty tight. But again, very little data on this one, so I like to get as much data as I can.
All right, that's Badger, guys. Badger DAO. Check that out at honeybadgercoin.com. Sounds kind of interesting, I guess. Another DeFi project coming to the space. Another decentralized autonomous organization with a single purpose: build the products and infrastructure necessary to accelerate Bitcoin as collateral across other blockchains. Oh, okay, so maybe this is kind of interoperable with Bitcoin, or meant to bring some form of tokenized Bitcoin to other chains potentially. Sounds interesting. Got to look at it a little closer. Thank you to Josh Batchelor for tipping us off on the.
It looks interesting.
On the Honey Badger coin. Gonna take a look at it a little later. Let's get into the next request, shall we? This one is for BFlow. AAVE USDT. I think we already looked at AAVE, but I don't know if you want to take another glance.
Yeah, we were looking at the other DeFis, and this one looks very similar, man. I mean, DeFi is looking strong as hell right now. All of these charts look pretty similar, and what I will point out that the rest of the DeFi, they actually came down here and tested this shelf first, which looked a little bit more bearish. AAVE looks strong here. I mean, you haven't made a higher high yet, so wait for that on the daily. But like I said earlier with Alex, we are getting that TP long signal here. But if this breaks to the upside and closes, I really doubt that's still going to be there. But again, this is one of those positions that it's already past me. Like, I can't take a position on this because I don't have the edge anymore. So I would have to wait for either a pullback or a nice breakout, then a pullback. So AAVE wouldn't be what I'm touching. But if you're in it, ride it, because this looks really good.
All right, that's AAVE. Super Smimnim, I guess is how it's pronounced. Says he got in on Badger at $2, so he's up about 11x. Brilliant work, my man.
Don't get greedy, man.
Make sure you DM me next time a Honey Badger comes across your path. You DM me and let me know.
Make sure that if you're unsure of it, you're at least getting your initial investment out of it and playing with. That's the only thing I would consider house money.
No. What are you going to be, a sucker and sell at 10x? You got to wait till at least 100x.
Or you can just be the broke guy in the back who talks about what if all the time. It's small incremental gains, guys. Not that big one trade that you're going to be like, hey guys, I'm rich now. That's not how it happens.
Was that a jab at me?
No, it wasn't, because you're a hodl gang.
I'm definitely a what if kind of guy sometimes.
Well, anyone who has ever been a trader is a what if person at some point.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can never do the what ifs. Like, you learn from the what ifs. That's the whole point.
Okay, let's dive into the next few requests, guys. Let's keep the ball rolling. How we doing on time? We got about 15 minutes left in the show. Might go into overtime a bit because we did have a disaster of a first hour, but let's keep the ball rolling. All right, this one was for Tamir. He asked this much earlier. Sorry it took so long to get to this one, Mr. Tamir VIP. Can we look at Ocean Protocol, please? Yeah, Ocean's doing things the last couple days, I noticed. What's it up to now?
Ocean. Actually, looking at that price absorption, looking at this signal on the daily, this actually must not have popped up on my list, and that might be my bad for not refreshing my Binance list. But at the same time, I feel like there's a ton of coins. But this would have been a good continuation long right here. You would have wicked up, hit your TP, and you would have already been out, stopped out at break even. I would have been looking for nothing to do here, because you would have already taken profit. This would have been one of those ones that I'd be on to the next trade. But it does appear that you're starting to build yourself a little bit of shelf here. Higher high, yes, but you wicked up into it, and it does seem that you're kind of aggressively selling off here. I would wait for the close on today's, because if you close below the 13, just completely invalidated. But you could get continuation out of this again. And that's one of the things I like so much about take profits and moving your stop loss to break even, because regardless of what you think is going to happen next, you have already made and locked in money. And that's all you can do as a trader, you know?
All right.
So this could have continuation to the upside here. I do like that it made a higher high, but not an all-time high, but it's a higher high above the old resistance. But it also kind of looks like a rejection here, so you need to wait. I wouldn't take any kind of position on this, because I would have already taken a position, hit my take profit, and been out. So.
All right, we've done Ocean, and on to the next one. Shout out to Samir. That's Ocean for you. Yeah, man. I mean, one consistent thing I've seen chart after chart is that we're I think in the middle of alt season, guys. It's official. It's alt season here.
Well, there's definitely something happening on the DeFi front. If you come over here and just look at my size, these are all the BTC pairs that I'm in right now. Well, all the pairs that I'm in right now. They're all green, guys.
Yep.
Like
Bitcoin hanging around the low 30s and giving the alt markets room to
little
do
room
their
to breathe.
thing, giving them the alt cycle room that they need. So that's it, guys. Let's move into the next one. But yeah, things are looking mega bullish. It's hard to understate.
Charts don't lie. I'm gonna get a hold of a little bubble and see if we can.
You know, when we have people.
Song.
When we have people like Super Smiminem coming through and telling us about his 10x gains on some no-name coin like Badger, Honey Badger coin, yeah, you know you're in the midst of a serious bull cycle in the alt space. So this is a really great time to be here. So I hope everybody else has got alt bags that are making them feel really warm and fuzzy right now.
Like I said, man, congrats on that gain, but make sure you don't. It's not all for nothing. Like, make sure you're taking some profits.
Exactly. All right, what else do we have here? Blockchain Gains just showed up in the live chat. Nice to see you back in the live chat, Mr. Gains. He says he just smashed the like button. He's number 26 on the chart. All right, thank you for dropping a like. Jonah Love the Show says, should have bought them when they were still considered shitcoins. Yeah, I guess I should have bought Badger a couple weeks ago.
I should have bought Bitcoin in 2009, but I didn't.
Should have called up Satoshi and had him, you know, send you the keys via carrier pigeon to one of 50 BTC mined blocks. All right, let's see here. We've got a couple more requests to do. I see one just came in for this. We'll get to that in a second. All right. Here we go. Next request, guys. This comes from Josh Batchelor. He said BAT had a TPL signal, so I guess that's take profit long. Can you check her out?
Well, right. I can guarantee you BAT has a take profit long signal right here. But BAT's also an interesting one. This depends on how you backtest your take profit longs or your take profit shorts or continuations. But looking at BAT right here, I don't think it would be silly to think that this actually could give you a continuation out of this shelf. The way, especially the way that it's wicking off of this old test. Like, look at this: resistance, 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 blow through, throw back, resistance now becoming support. This does actually look pretty strong for continuation. The thing that you'd be looking at for here, and the beautiful thing if you did take the continuation here, is you already hit your TP. So you would have been out at break even, you get your take profit long. Now just let it do what it's going to do, because if this does stay above the 13 EMA and start shooting up again, you're likely to get another continuation out of this thing, probably pretty quickly within the next couple of days, to be honest with you. So it's definitely one to watch right here. I don't want to tell anyone to try to catch any kind of knives here, but this does look pretty strong for continuation. Just take it day by day, make sure it's on your watch list. You wouldn't want to take it here anyways, because you're crossed under on both oscillators. That's why it gave you the take profit long. But the way that this is starting to shape up does appear that buyers are absorbing this selling at a bat right now. So keep an eye on it. If you're in BAT, I think that this actually is a good sign for BAT. Just keep hanging on to it. But if you're in a trade, that's a much different thing. You shouldn't be in this right now.
All right, let's move into the next one. Thank you to Josh Batchelor for the BAT take profit long signal question. Let's move into the next one. This one's also from Josh Batchelor. He's requesting WABI. Excuse me, WABI token.
I believe WABI had a really big week last week, didn't it?
Yeah, that's a WABI. Did Alex fall back asleep? What happened to Alex?
I'm sure he's hanging on.
Aging Alex. Man. Sleepy bear over there. Locked into profits and tucked himself away to sleep.
You know what? I actually really do like this as an ascending triangle off the bottom, which you don't tend to get these this quick, but you're filling in all this white noise, which is curious. This is a interesting chart for sure. You're getting a short signal today, but I don't think you're gonna get anything out of that. WADA is not going to. I think that you're about to get a crossover above zero. I actually really like this just intuitively. I like this chart. I'm gonna revisit it again. It's not gonna work for any of my systems here, but WABI is definitely one that I think is going to pop up here on a measured move from an ascending triangle. Let's do it real quick. These things usually break about 70% of their pattern, and boy, if that doesn't look about 70%, I don't know what does. So then you would do is you would take a measured move from, let's see, here. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's do it from here and just move this bad boy up. So a measured move from that ascending triangle would likely put you back up to the top of this wick, which would probably be around like TP2, but around 12 cents. If this is ascending triangle, that'll likely play out. I really actually do like this off the bottom. All the white noise is taken care of. You're consistently making higher lows. And yeah, this is interesting. From a technical standpoint, I'm not getting anything on my systems, but this is curious. I think WABI actually would be a good call here, to be honest with you.
All right, WABI added to the watch list. Potential.
I'll put my ego on the line a little bit there. I think WABI looks really good there, but you're not getting anything from a technical standpoint, at least from the systems that I have, so I'm not going to be taking it.
All right, WABI, bit of a subjective, positive take on from Jason.
I do like that. I do like that a lot.
But nothing too technical that would drive us directly into a premium signal on that one. But
well, here's the thing: there's nothing that can do that. Only my back-tested systems that are for sure are going out to the premium members, because there's no way I'm going to bring my subjectivity into it, and like
those days are over.
Well, it's just I don't feel good, and if I'm wrong, then it was my own bias controlling it, and then someone else loses money, and that's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to be right. I'm here to trade well.
David Pines in the live chat. Can you look at Uni? We did look at the Uniswap token a little earlier. In fact, we looked at it twice. If you check back in the show, after the show, there should be timestamps. I haven't seen Crypto Bull. Crypto Bull, if you're watching, drop a comment in live chat. Do let us know if you're still timestamping
He
today.
probably gave up on this episode. He's like, I'm not timestamping this piece of shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you got a little frustrated given that we have so many interruptions. I do think that when the show does that, Crypto Bull does wait till after the show to complete his timestamping. So, David Pines, if you're looking at our analysis of Uniswap, you're going to have to rewind and find it or wait after the show.
DeFi's looking great, man. Uni's looking great. I wouldn't suggest taking any kind of position in Uni right now because it is assaulting all-time highs. You should have been in it days ago. But if you're already in it, I mean, saddle up, boy, because DeFi is looking poised for some stardom right now.
All right, going to cover a few more comments before. Yep, Crypto Bull's in here. Peace. All right. God bless you, Crypto Bull. He's doing a great job on the timestamping. Timestamping is a game changer. It's one thing, when you're a loyal audience and you follow live, you don't really miss any charts. But if you do tune in later, it's pretty much impossible to kind of like scroll through the video, figure out, where the coin is that you're looking for. He's multitasking right now. He says, "Brilliant work, my man." But yes. If
it means anything to you, Crypto Bull, when I first got to CC, I joined basically as a member and became the timestamper. So,
yep, Jason started out as a bit of a timestamper, and then we moved on from that at some point, and now we've come back. I
understand how frustrating it can be.
Yep. So, yeah, David Pines, welcome to the channel. It's nice to have you aboard. David, do check back after the show. There should be timestamps attached to the video. You'll easily be able to find when we talked Uniswap, whatever.
Did you say that? Did you do that on purpose, or was that just a regular...
No, that was a complete flub on my half, and my brain isn't functioning properly today. I'm still kind of a little irritated and off-put by having the huge cock up in the show. Yeah, we've had some, network issues before, but I've never had to actually completely restart the stream over. So today is just, I don't know, it's just a weird Tuesday, but don't let that shake you out of your positions or anything, guys. This is not a bad omen or anything like that for the superstitious among us. All right, let's keep rolling.
Just for the record on anyone who's listening to that WABI, right now on lower time frames, this would be a great hourly signal. This has everything you need out of it. Literally everything you'd be looking for. I think we're probably in the middle of seeing WABI about to do its thing.
Damn. All right, we'll keep our eyes on WABI. Thank you to Josh Batchelor for the WABI tip. Let's move into the next request. Before I do that, a few of the guys were making comments on your BAT analysis. Kevano Trade says, always make sure to BAT test your strategy.
I see what you did there.
Mac W says, that's just batty. And yeah.
Back to break backs again, so rip off the Magnum packaging. Sorry.
B-Flow says it's called having too many noon teenies. All right, I don't know if he means moon teenies.
No, he said noon teenies.
Noon teenies? Oh, sorry. It's at noon? Gotcha. I wasn't sure if he was playing off the afternoon game or if he was making a joke concerning being...
He's making a Mad Men joke. He's like, why did I drink whiskey at noon?
It's a Mad Men reference. Gotcha. Shout out to B-Flow.
It's not even a Mad Men reference. It's just drinking at noon.
Mac W says, yes, it's 3 p.m. here. Might be time for a beer teeny. Yeah, you know what? I picked up a 12-pack yesterday.
Yeah, you better, dude.
I might have to crack a beer and toast with Mac W to all the altcoins that's gone to near zero. So we'll spill a beer on the ground for somebody else.
Go Theta, go! I'm pretty sure we just hit TP2 on Theta as well.
Josh Batchelor says WABI power boy, and all right.
See? Feels good to be in these ones, guys. Look at that. Boom.
Okay, here we go. Let's get GameStop GME's entertaining watch on the lower time frames right now. The GameStop drama is out of this world. Seemingly all of the retail traders on Reddit have gone bonkers on trying to short game. I don't know. It's just such I don't know, ridiculous social phenomena. All right. Let's see here. What are you looking at right now? Are you looking at GameStop by any chance? No, you're looking at BTC. No problem. All right, let's get it.
The 4 hour just closed here. Looking at the 4 hour as well, I think that this looks like a good rejection off of the 13 EMA. With this, we likely have about 12 more hours of sideways if this doesn't just completely reject from here. I think you'll likely come up and get another test of this. And whoever was talking about a head and shoulders rather than an inverse head and shoulders, I think this would be a good case for a head and shoulders if we come back up here and test the 33 range and then reject off. So I see the case for a regular head and shoulders here. So looking at this, yeah, you'll likely get a wick up to here. And if it's a close above it, then that would actually be a bullish formation. But looking at the way that this is kind of panning out already, let's look at it upside down. What do you guys think? That is it. I think that's an inverse head and shoulders.
I'm just not there.
Just not there yet.
The right shoulder is just it's too big.
I think that's just an outlier of the data. But yeah. So you mean this one, this right shoulder? You think that's too high of a close?
I think so. Where's the bottom on the right shoulder?
Where would it would be right here if it was going to complete that way.
Okay.
But this is inverse, remember?
Yeah.
So the case for a regular head and shoulders, I think, could be made here. But like I said, you can't really make that case until it's actually complete. So sometimes speculating doesn't do you much good.
All right, let's get into the next request if we're done with that one. This one comes from Nidal Akili in the live chat. XLM or XRP, he asks. All right, let's look at both, either or. Ripple, the Stellars, what do we got?
XLM is the one trade that it's just been breaking my heart, and probably I've been hanging on to it for a little too long just because it's the one trade that I got that's actually I'm sorry, it was XLR. Or was it? Let's see. I swear that
You always confuse those two.
I do, but I also have dyslexia quite a bit, so when it's all just tickers and stuff, it's pretty easy. So XMR, sorry, not XLM. Not very stellar at this. But as for this, you should have been in a short position that would have already paid out for you, to be honest with you. Because you would have gotten your initial short entry here. This might be a little bit much for full risk, but actually you didn't hit that TP. So you would still be in this, getting another continuation short today. I like this for at least a test of this horizontal line that I have, which will be putting you right in the TP1 zone of this initial short signal. But if you were going to take this today, I think you could take it down to 22 cents. But this might be one of those ones to where if you do take it and then it reverses on you and it closes above the 13, that's just an early exit signal, and don't worry about it. You were wrong. And even if it does flip back on you, you have to have your own system in place. But yeah, looking at this, I think that XLM looks like a better short than it does a long. That's for sure. XRP, USDT. Oof. Just find a new hobby, man. With this continuation short and this shelf, I actually do like XRP for another short here. I don't think you've cleared out all of that, but the same exact scenario as XLM. If you did decide to take this continuation short down to 23 cents, then you need to be prepared to be wrong. And if you close back above the 13 EMA, which is at 27 cents, get out. But I think there's better things out there right now. You shouldn't be looking at XRP.
All right. Blockchain Gain says, don't use Coinbase XRP chart. They froze it at 30. All right. No data on XRP Coinbase for me. Yeah, I think they're delisting XRP, so you're going to have to flip your XRP charts to OKX,
so bullish.
WABI. Like, what Asian exchanges are going to be listing XRP from now on?
I mean, looking at this chart, wouldn't you expect a little bit more of a swing failure pattern at least? which would make this a short.
Is Binance keeping XRP listed? Anybody know what the deal with XRP on Binance is? Leave a comment in the live chat. I'll reference that shortly.
They still got live data, so.
Okay, let's keep.
And I know as soon as they get rid of a coin, like they got rid of HOT, and the day of, like I just no longer on my chart, so they're clearly still trading it.
All right, let's keep the ball rolling, guys. It's 3:07. We're gonna go an extra few minutes to make up for the disaster of a start to the show this afternoon, and let's keep the ball rolling. I got a few more requests to do, guys. If I haven't done your request yet, if you dropped a request a while ago and we still haven't done it, I might have missed it. So repost any requests we haven't covered yet, and we will try to get them done. Next one's from Josh Batchelor. Can you check out Stacks STX? It has a long single loun. You guys need to watch your spelling. Long single loun in the minx.
A long, okay, that doesn't
single loun. There's a massive misspelling here. Usually I can decipher what the meaning was, but this case it has a long signal on the minx. That's what it meant. Okay.
The most recent signal is a short signal out of minx, which actually gives you a perfect shorting signal. And the way that this actually looks pretty bearish to me, especially with the way that this is closed here. I think you're likely to get like this. See how it's pressed up to the baseline and reject. If you close anything like this, I think that this would actually be a good short position to take on STX USDT. I'm not sure if that's a margin available coin on Binance or wherever you're trading it, but you can definitely sell out of it. I'm not sure if you can take short positions on it, like I said, but taking it down to 4.40, 40 with 8 increments, whatever, 40 cents, fine, whatever. I think that, yeah, with this, you need to be looking for short positions on the retest of the bottom of this 13 EMA. I think that you filled your swing here, you came back down, you filled your swing here, and now you're about to get this little buyback before it dumps back off. I think that this would be a good short signal to get in. I don't think it would be silly to take it right now and then take it down to 40 cents, like I said, with a stop loss at about 55. This looks like a good setup.
All right, block stacks looking like a decent setup. I like that. Let's go into the next one, please. Get these last few knocked out. The XRP question was clarified. MacW says yes, XRP remains on Binance, and Blockchain Gain said OG Binance should be good for XRP. Yeah, all right. So I guess XRP will continue to live on maybe more of the Far East exchanges. Yeah, I want to
heard stories.
Give me a big pullback on XRP, and even I will add that to my portfolio. So make sure you hold me to it, Jason. Get a big pullback in XRP. I'm buying. I'm
gonna talk you. I'm gonna talk you out of buying XRP until it's at like 2 cents. But I don't realistically.
I'm not sure about 2 cents.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I think
sub 10 cents. I'm backing the truck up. As much as I'm not an XRP guy, I'm gonna back the truck up on XRP if we get a nice fat pullback to sub 10 cents. All right, let's get into the next request, guys. We're gonna slowly make our way to the exit, but before we wind down, I want to get these last few requests out the door. Tamir 7 VIP KAVA, please. KAVA. What's KAVA Labs doing?
KAVA. Alrighty then. This actually looks very similar to the WABI chart. Not the WABI chart. What was it? A lot of the DeFi. This is building the same type of shelf here. I don't think there's anything to do with it right now, considering the crossover and the momentum you're getting in. But over the next few days, watch for this shelf to hold. You might get more wicks like this down in. But if this thing gets bought back up with price absorption and keeps this shelf, then I think that you're likely to look for continuation to the upside. This looks a lot like some of the other DeFi charts. And I mean, you are coming up on resistance here. That's why I'm saying you need to wait, because longing here would just be anxiety, because you would just be checking the charts all the time to make sure you weren't wrong. But the continuation right here, like I said, for the other setups, this wouldn't be one it'd be a terrible idea to look for that baseline pullback, which you would have just gotten. And if it does continue to hold, this might be a banger. But as for me, I wouldn't be in this right now. But
All right.
As for the technicals, this does look strong. Wait for this to hold, wait for continuation, and get on in.
Okay, let's keep the ball rolling. Gotta get these last few knocked out. We've got a few more requests coming across the finish line, so we're gonna squeeze these last few in here. Shout outs to Jason for doing today's TA, and I hope Alex...
I know it's a little different than what Alex does and what you're used to, but the thing is, and at the end of the day, what I think is important is everyone does this differently. As long as you can put out data that is actually beating the market, then whatever you're doing is working. So I'm just trying to explain how I do it, and I know it's going to be much different than everyone else, and it might not even be fun to listen to, or like, I'm very systematic in my approach these days, and it's been working very well for me. So if I can convey that in a way, and I intend on getting better with presenting this, of course, and I think you guys are going to help me with that. But like, if you have any ideas for me on what you think you would like to see more, or anything as to where you're like, oh, well, this doesn't seem to be very good to watch or anything like that, I'm working on it. But like I said, me and Alex are much different in the way that we analyze things. And as long as you're putting out data that is good and you're beating the market, I think that anyone with that mentality should be listened to. So,
all right, well, it's a work in progress, Jason, and you're doing perfectly good, dude. I wouldn't overthink.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you might think
sure.
I suck at this, but look at my trading results. That's all I got to say for that.
No, I think you're much too hard on yourself. You're doing a great job.
But that's what makes me good on it, because if I don't keep myself humbled, then this all goes to shit.
Sure.
And I really appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to talk in front of you without completely booing me off stage. So.
All right, brilliant. All right, let's knock out these last few.
What do we got?
We just did KAVA. All right, this one's for Boris Bitcoin. Thanks for looking at Solana earlier. He says, I'm also eyeing Ethereum Classic as a potential short. Any thoughts? All right, can we short Ethereum Classic?
I mean, it's literally the same chart. I think it's the exact same short setup. Keep it tight. Yeah, you see how tight you are to the 13 EMA, a rising explosion level, water's above your dead zone. You actually see that time transformation is starting to actually curl down here a little bit more. I think this will be a great setup, man. Taking an entry at close, if you close below the 13 at 7.49, and then take that B all the way down to the devil's number, 666. Just got to make sure that you wait for the close.
All right, another potential short in action. Shoutouts to Boris Bitcoin. Let's keep it rolling. We got a few left to do. Next one comes from All Infinity in the live chat. Ren, please. Let's take a look at Augur. Ren is Augur, isn't it? I think it is.
I always think of Stimpy right after it.
Sure, it's Augur. It's Augur up to.
This one is going to be one of those things that you just have to wait until close. It could be nothing, but it also could be a good short signal, because if you do close this thing below the 13 EMA, it's likely to turn this red. I don't think you're going to get a rising explosion level out of it, but that's not necessary to completely take a position. Watch this for the close, but if it closes above the 13, don't do anything with it. That does not mean you should be looking for a long. Just because you can't take a short doesn't mean you take a long. Sometimes no position is the right position. So if this closes above like this, don't do nothing with it. Wait a couple days. If it closes below and actually gives you this full WADA signal with price below the 13, I mean, you could get a rising explosion level, but I doubt it. With this diminishing volume, I think that, yeah, you could likely easily test this shelf below. So wait till close, and if you want, feel free to message me if you're not part of the premium group. That, like, at daily close, I'll check it for you, man. And that's a super simple thing that I can do. Just look at it like, hey, man, it looks like it did give you that signal, or it didn't give you that signal.
Yep, if you want to follow up with Jason in the Discord, great opportunity to do that.
We are super accessible, man.
Closer to the daily close. All right, that's Ren for all infinity. Let's keep moving along. Only got a couple left to do, and then we're going to wrap the show. Thank you to everybody still tuning in and hanging in there with us. This one comes from Siva Kumar, ICX, next level. All right, I'm not sure if he just means it's a next level token or if he's asking for what the next level...
I don't need to... search that one because guess what? We got into ICX yesterday.
So this is one of the group trades. Brilliant.
Yep, this is one that I posted last night at a daily close, and the reason why, and here's what I'm saying about, I don't actually usually take continuations that often, but with the way that this thing was sizing up, where you're getting WADA with the initial signal, with the rising explosion level, volume's actually pretty high, especially for this, and we made a new high here and sold back into it. As soon as I saw this one, I'm like, I have to take this trade. And even if it doesn't work out, like this is just one of those scenarios where you're like, this is a good play. And if you lose, you lose. But like I said, when I looked at it, I don't usually take that many continuations, but ICX just looked solid last night. So we've already wicked up, hit TP1, stop loss is now at break even. We're just letting this bad boy ride because, beautiful. I mean, look at it.
ICX.
Weekly, like this thing could just keep running. We're just now coming up to support. So guess what? If that was it, we got our TP and it reverses, we're out. We still made like what's it up right now? It's up 11.3%. We're already out 50% of our position. So that's an easy 6% we locked in without having to worry about it.
Josh Batchelor in the live chat says ICX is close to TP2. Yep. About to hit TP2 on that trade, so another successful trade.
Once we hit that TP2, we're going to remove TP3 and just let that last 20% ride, because if this becomes a runner, we're going to let it run.
Brilliant, brilliant. I like that. Watch for the expanded explanation in the premium. All right, here we go. We've got Josh Batchelor asking, what does the green H and the red H mean on time transformation? Do you know, Jason, what the H's are? Are they some kind of
I
divergence?
Believe it's different divergences. Alex is the professional on time transformation because they actually wrote it. Him and Justin wrote it together, so he would definitely know. But I don't think he's in the room.
Yeah,
I don't use them necessarily for the divergences. You can get reversal. You can get a higher high. That's what the I believe the H was for.
Yeah. I think it's a hidden divergence. So I think one's hidden bearish, one's hidden bullish divergence. They're just like little cues to kind of indicate that, hey, there's a divergence here. So just and something to keep in mind.
It's one of the things about the indicator that I probably should go into more depth on, but here's the thing. I like to keep it simple. I like to look at oscillators in the way that they just oscillate, but they've added in these extra things to where you actually don't have to find them yourself. So like this one, you would see this hidden divergence here, another hidden divergence right here. But I actually like to keep my brain like,
just looking for cross-ups, cross-unders, and over zero, under zero.
But yeah, this is a tool that they built into it to make it very, very easy. And that's one of the reasons why Alex uses time transformation much more than he uses me.
Yep, Mr. Ether just came through the live chats explaining that red H is hidden bearish, I believe. Yep, I think the red H is hidden bearish.
I just don't want to.
Yeah, we don't want to. Exactly. Yeah, but I do believe that's what it is. So let's keep the ball rolling, guys. Let's get the last couple of requests knocked out, and then we're going to move to wrap. This one is from Blockchain Gains, DNT USD on the daily, please.
DNT USDT.
Yeah. David Nicholas. Thomas.
Well, I mean, this looks just pretty flaccid, my friend. Might as well watch an Extends commercial because there's nothing to do here. Look at all of this, just bearish momentum, dwindling volume. Yes, we are holding above the 13, but there's just nothing to tell you to do anything here. It could go either way. You don't have an edge here, so you just need to wait.
Yep, wait. All right, Mac W says he likes using VWAP.
Yeah, that's Alex loves using. Oh no, that's VWAP. Sorry, VPVR is what I'm thinking of.
Yep.
Ow.
All right. Nothing to do on
DNT.
Nothing to do on DNT. Blockchain Gains. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's keep moving. This one is B-Flow asking, did we look at DIA yet? DIA coin. And after this, guys, that's my last request in my logbook. So if anybody if I missed one of your requests, I apologize. Try to stick it in the live chat now, and I'll get to it. Otherwise, we're going to move to wrap after Dia.
You know what, B-Flow? I don't absolutely hate this chart. I don't like this wick in with this price absorption, but if you get this close like this in the way that it's appreciating, especially if it closes above this level, I think that you're bound to get continuation out of it. It could be another one of those situations where this was overextended on the continuation long, and you went for the baseline bounce, which looks very similar to some of the DeFi shelves that we've been building lately. So looking at this, if you get that close above, this likely would have bullish continuation. If you're in it already, great. You wouldn't be silly for trying to take a position here if it closes bullishly, and then keeping your stop at about 163. I don't think you would be out of bounds taking that position, especially after it bounced off this shelf. Definitely not and you look at it, boom, used to be support, come back down, boom, now all of a sudden you're retesting it as resistance, boom, break back up, now we're testing it back as support. This could be very easily bullish continuation.
All right.
But as per this system, you'd be waiting.
See approach Corian and Jason on the Dia, but otherwise, yeah, looks like quite a bullish trend afoot over on.
It does. This to me looks like stair step up into resistance becoming support, and that's why I always talk about white noise. Like, look at all of these retracements that are filling this space, and then you're building a shelf on top of it now to where, okay, now we might have support. This is all signs that you are beginning to get support, which people with the big money, I guarantee, are looking at the same thing.
All right, right on. Thank you to B-Flow requesting Dia coin. Does look pretty good, but let's move into the next request. This will probably be the last one of the day. If we missed any of your requests, guys, just let me know right now in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to move to wrap. But this one is Charles Kumar, and he's requesting ALGO. Yep.
ALGO Rand. Well, to be honest with you, I don't know how I missed this, but I bet that's why. Looking at this does look a little overextended for me to take a full position, but the thing is, you would have already wicked up and hit your TP and then come back down for that baseline test. So this is one that I would have to stay away from just because it already broke my rule. If it hits TP off of entry, then it's no longer a valid trade for me, because if you think about the back testing data, if you didn't enter on when it said to enter, you don't get to try to pick when to enter again. If it already hit your TP, the trade's over. So looking at it from here, I mean, this does look great for continuation. Very strong buyback after this sell-off. If you get a close above this level, I think that you'd have no problem taking this higher. I mean, even to the TP listed to today, I think 67 cents wouldn't be silly to look at Algorand. But again, wait for that close. But as for me, I should have been right here and already taken profit and out.
All right, Algorand doing things, looking good on the Algorand.
Because here's the thing, you see how far that this, see how far Minx right here is curling over? If you don't wait till the end of the day and this thing closes at the same price as what it opened, I'm betting you that actually gets the crossover. So it's important to make sure that this shelf holds.
Yep, wait till end of day on Algorand, but otherwise it does look good. Looks like a lot of
I
coins
got myself
today.
a bag of Algo, so
beautiful. Yeah, Algo looking good, much like many coins that we've reviewed today. A bit of an alt season afoot. Yeah, Bitcoin looking a little bearish, currently sitting at 32,153. But who knows, maybe this is just the sideways action we need for alts to run.
That's an important thing to just state right there, because I bet there's people out there right now that have been watching Bitcoin like a hawk. Yep. This entire time. And how much has it fluctuated, and how much has it made you want to jump out of your position or take another position? Just think about that. Like, I've been looking at charts this whole time for the last 2 hours, and price is probably damn close to where it was when we started the stream. Like, it's that little bit of stressing yourself out that is not necessary and what will cause you to make rash decisions. So I always suggest zooming out. Like, if you're going to trade the 2 hour, only look at the 2 hour, or only look at the 2 hour after it closes. Don't care about what the candle does in the middle, because that's the important part.
With Bitcoin trending sideways, the action is afoot in other markets. So don't be afraid to minimize the Bitcoin chart and keep your eyes on, well, with the alts, man. The alts is where a lot of the action is. All right, I think we've done for today, guys. What's the story with Justin? Ask blockchain gains, hope all is well. Yeah, Justin's doing fine, guys. He's just super busy working on the new house and, you know, family and life and all of that. I think he decided to take an extended leave of absence. And what can I say? We've stepped in and filled the gap. And what more can be said? I hope everybody
filling the CME gap,
filling the Justin CC gap over here. Breaking Bitcoin market update on a regular basis. I know you all miss Justin, and I'm sure he misses you guys as well. But we're doing pretty good, and we're giving him a break, and that's just how life goes sometimes, right, guys? But yeah, you know, Justin still remains in our hearts. He's still around, guys. Don't stress too much about Justin. He's doing fine. But like I said, I think he's got a major house project underway that I think only got more involved when I think when the construction site caught on fire, basically. Let's put it that way. Literal fire, guys. So nothing sucks worse than renovating a house you're planning to move into that just suddenly catches fire due to, you know, whatever construction or whatever the hell, you know, these things happen. Lightning strikes, it's a freak occurrence, it's unfortunate. Thankfully insurance is there to cover your butt, but then you've got a lot more work to do to get the house up and running. So Justin, I think take a much needed break. I'm sure he'll be back eventually. In the meantime, you've got the likes of Alex and Jason on here to keep you guys company and cover the show on a regular basis. That's it for now, though. Bluezel, Mr. Vinin Pitaja in the live chat requesting Bluezel. No, you know what, man? We've gone really long today. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to do any more. No, I think we're gonna move to wrap, guys. It's been a great show. Thank you everybody who joined us today. I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties and all that. I really don't know what to make of it. I wish I could
plan the future, guys. We don't know what's gonna happen. You know, we didn't mean to.
I wish I had my my old fiber optic internet back, like I had in the city, until I moved back into the burbs.
Back in my day,
my fiber optic internet was glorious. Now I am on this. It's still high-speed net, but not cutting it. It seems not cutting it. But it's been smooth the last while, last hour and a half. This stream has been going good. So I don't know if it's the router, the modem that's been restarted that fixed it. I pointed a fan right onto the modem too because I noticed it was pretty hot.
It's getting too hot.
So, which is weird, but I don't know. You know, nothing worse than troubleshooting intermittent issues. But for tomorrow's show, guys, I will hopefully I'll restart the modem before the show, and I will have the fan pointed at the modem during the course of the show. We'll see if any more problems crop up. Hopefully not. But that's it for today, guys. It's been a great Breaking Bitcoin Market update with everyone here. Blockchain Gains, B-Flow, Siva Kumar, Charles Kumar. How many Kumars can we have in one chat? We're just getting raided by the Kumars today.
Where's Harold?
Let's see here. Blockchain Gains. Jason, great show. Or Jose Alves says, Jason, great show, man. You totally undersell your communication skills. Yeah, Jason, you're you know, for...
It's not that it's not my communication skills that I think are lacking. It's just, especially when trading is such a personal thing for each person, that some people just do it a little differently, and the sense of trying to communicate that sometimes to me feels a little lost, and I kind of feel silly, like, oh, people probably aren't getting what I'm saying here, because I think about things a little bit different. But at the same time, I hope that me continuing to do this, and with you guys giving me the feedback, that I can really come into my own on the sense of like helping you guys at the same time as, you know, shaping up the way I'm communicating with
No,
you
you're doing
guys
great, dude.
on a technical level.
You're doing great. I think you probably overthink it most
I'm
of the
just
time.
I'm one of those people that needs to be thrown into the fire, and it's
Yep.
exactly the same thing on why when I came to CC that I just started posting all of my trades right away, because I wanted to be held accountable and I wanted to learn as fast as I could. I just like to be thrown into the fire, and this is the best way for me to do that, is just to get out in front of you guys and embarrass myself till I'm good at it.
Yeah, Crypto Bull says, thanks, guys. Floyd says, nice one, boys. Charles Kumar says, thank you for taking my request. It's our pleasure. Blockchain
Tell your
Games.
friends about us, guys,
Yeah, you
please. No, honestly, this is a real like shill for once. We don't do this enough because it's hard as it is to make this sound legit at the same time as not shilling. But if you could, like for Twitter and stuff like that, go out, find our Twitters, retweet when we put it out, because it's hard enough to get this content out there on a consistent basis with all the shadow bans and stuff like that.
Totally.
That anything that you guys can do to help us that you're not already doing, for Christ's sake. There's a lot of you guys who are channel supporters who we really appreciate and everything like that, and anything that we can do to keep furthering this, because my goal is to find another one of me. And to be honest with you, I think we might have already found him in the group. There's a very certain person that sticks out in my mind in the premium group right now who I think is on that track. Stun Gun, shout out to you.
Stun Gun doing things.
I really do think that the way he is seeing it, the way he is working on his discipline, everything is almost a mirror to me, and that really excites me to see that someone else is getting the same thing that I got out of this. That the only reason why I'm on here is to help someone else find that, because in the sense of being able to control your own destiny with financial freedom, I think it's literally the key to the American dream, or just the dream in general.
And kind of rounding back out to where we started with the news story about retail traders, basically all-time highs, right, in terms of how many retail interest there is in coming to trade, to be a day trader. Man, you can imagine 99% of those people are going to get wiped out.
All of them think that they're going to get rich quick. That's why they're doing it.
And so,
it's never how it works.
This is perfect for us, for what we do here at CC. Even if we get a few of those people who come across what we do here.
I'll gladly have you listen, man, because here's the thing. If I can teach that lesson before you have to lose all of your money, I would gladly do it. But the sad part about it is sometimes these are the licks that people have to take in order to understand how to really do this. And some people just wash out before they have that realization.
For sure. I made the same mistakes too before I came in and showed up with a more professional approach. I lost more money than I should have.
And guess what, Jack? You are a different person, and your more professional approach was, I'm going to stop trading as much.
Yep, absolutely. That's
a perfect example.
And it's awesome to have a certain kind of audience here, certain kind of trader, certain kind of mindset comes across at CC, and whether it's the Stun Guns or anyone else aspiring, the Mr. Ethers and everyone else.
You need a trading community, guys. You need a trading community to be able to find your edge, because all these other people are going to show you what your edge isn't.
It's fun to build off of each other, guys, and it's
just nice to not be alone, because trading can be a very solitary thing if you let it be.
Yep, that's for sure, guys. All right, so Ratchet Video says, thanks, guys. Awesome work. Jonah loved the show, says, thanks, guys. Jonathan W says, XLM is the devil. Vic Stacking Slaw says, thanks, guys. Great show. Crypto Bull says, thanks, guys. And on it goes. I see Longbeard and many more when I scroll up. B-Flow, nice hash login. Zach Coma, Tamir, MacW, Peckham08, and David Pines, and many, many more. You know who you all are. Thank you again for joining us for the Tuesday edition of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. We're going to be back tomorrow on a Wednesday. Fingers crossed, no hiccups and smooth operations. And we're going to be bringing you lots more interesting stuff coming from CC in the coming weeks. We've got something very cool under development thanks to Johnny and the big-brained 180 IQ Johnny. He's definitely developing something that will be big, not just for the people here at CC, but for the crypto industry as a whole.
Anyone. I mean, honestly, anyone.
Yep, any of these traders here. And finally, yeah, we've got other cool things coming up as well, guys. We've kind of had to put a few things on the back burner. We had to delay a few developments and deployments, but guys, I assure you, cool things are still
Things are on the
come.
way. Trust me. I just got my green screen. I just got my new camera. Things are gonna start getting a little fun again.
Yes, they are. All right, guys, it's been a great one. Thank you all. Shout outs to Daniel. Says see you tomorrow. Indeed, see you all tomorrow. Going to the stream ending now. We've dragged it out long enough. Much love, everyone.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Oh,
See
there's
ya.
Alex. Cheers, boys. Out we go. All right, stream.